So tell us about the day that was this a constituent from Humboldt Park, I believe, that was hit by a car?
Yeah, so there was a couple of things. I was on Armitage in Central Park. I was responding because ICE had just tear gassed the entire community. This is about 100 feet or less from an elementary school. And, women who were pregnant were tear gassed while walking, being in their apartment, people who were going to do groceries, individuals that were driving with their windows down, like almost crashing their vehicles, having to pull over because of the amount of gases that they had released on our commercial corridor, all because rapid responders were documenting the ICE sighting. Right.
Yeah.
And in that moment, the president of Humboldt Park Health, by the way, the hospital is in my ward, calls me and he says, I don't know what's happening. This is unacceptable, but ICE is in my emergency room. And staff and patients are scared because no one should go to an emergency room to get medical treatment and worry if they're going to get cuffed up by ICE. Right. And so I committed to the president. I'm going to make my way to the hospital. When I arrive on the outside, I am received by the leadership of Humboldt Park Health. They take me into the emergency room, so a bit past the waiting room.
So staff has brought you in?
Yeah, staff has brought me in. I didn't just barge into this hospital without no permission, right? Staff invited me in. They take me to where the ICE agents are at. The ICE agents come out of the room where the patient is at, and I simply ask, hey, do you have a signed judicial warrant for the individual that you have detained here at the hospital? And, of course, they're not going to respond to the question because they don't care.
And one of the responses we all saw was, we don't need a warrant.
Yeah. Oh, and
we all saw that.
There's some more stuff that they say later, right? But they don't respond. They say they don't need a warrant. I'm told to, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, sorry. We're on the radio. Those of you watching on online, that happened in the moment. Go ahead.
So I'm told a bunch of things. They're cursing at me. And actually what people don't see in the footage is that I'm shoved by the ICE agent that handcuffs me. And that's what prompted my staffer to take out her phone and to start recording.
Oh, I see. Oh, so the recording starts after you've already been assaulted.
I've been shoved, yes. And so people don't see that. And that's what got her to sort of take out her phone and start recording. And so then when he pulls me and he handcuffs me, we go out of the emergency room outside into the public way. They call for backup. A vehicle pulls up, a white Expedition, and 2 Border Patrol agents jump out of this vehicle. And while I'm being walked to the vehicle, I'm very clear. I need to understand why you are handcuffing me, detaining me, and arresting me. What crime did I commit? Can you articulate to me?
That they even have jurisdiction over, by the way. Go ahead.
Right. But what are you charging me for?
Right.
What am I being taken for? I simply asked a question. I was not impeding on an arrest. I didn't even try to speak to the patient in the room. I was talking directly to the ICE agents, respectfully and calmly. Right. Yeah. And, I think it took them a minute to understand that I was an elected official. You hear my staffer sort of say, hey, the alderperson's being arrested. Get Lisa, right? Lisa's my other staffer. I don't know if that registered for them because I don't think they're from Chicago. So I don't even know if they understood what alderperson meant.
Yep.
And so it wasn't until I'm about to walk out and I say, look, I'm an elected official. I have the right to advocate. I have the right to ask questions. And then the ICE agent goes, an elected official? An elected official of what? I said, I'm the local alderman for this ward. You are in my ward, and I have the right to ask questions. And so when we get to the back of that vehicle, the Border Patrol agent, I think, is trying to understand what were the circumstances that led me being handcuffed. And at some point, he says, take the handcuffs off. And the ICE agent tells me, well, if you come back in the hospital, I'm going to arrest you.
And did you ask for what? Because I told you so?
I said, I
told you so?
I said, I won't leave until that man gets an attorney.
Yeah. And did he get an attorney?
Well, we got him an attorney. ICE agents never let the attorneys in. In fact, for almost 6 days, the ICE agents stood in that room on a 24-hour clock with 3 different shifts, did not allow that man to make a phone call, to see or speak to an attorney, and gave medical staff a hard time when they were speaking to him in Spanish, telling them that they had to speak English.
No, they don't.